Hey, welcome back everyone to another video, and in this one we will be taking a look at some benchmarks on the upboard. Now these benchmarks would be gaming related, so I will be performing them on Windows 10. But before I start talking about gaming and related benchmarks on the upboard, I would like to mention a couple of things about the upboard that I missed during my quick review. So the upboard borrows a couple of features, or shall I say their absence, from the iPhone 7. The upboard lacks two very crucial features, and one of them being a headphone jack and the other one being support for expandable storage like SD card. Now in a development board, these two things are actually very important and they seem to have missed that. Audio is although available through HDMI, but does not really work on any OS Enteror unless you go through the process of manually installing a separate driver in terms of Windows, or a whole kernel in terms of any Linux based distribution. Now with that said and done, for the benchmarks, so the first one I decided to run was IDA64. I ran it to stress test the CPU and measure the temps, and just to see how high it can go. With active cooling heat sinks, the upboard managed to stay well below 50 degrees Celsius, hovering around 47 to 48 across all the cores without any sign of thermal throttling at all. Pretty awesome. Next I ran Heaven's benchmark. Now Heaven's benchmark is a graphics based benchmark, really good if you want to benchmark gaming performance, and the upboard has an Intel HD GPU and not a dedicated one. So that meant that upboard stayed in the range of 5 to 10 frames per second at 1080p with lowest graphics settings possible. So of course it's not a gaming device, it's meant for development. It has a good processor but doesn't necessarily mean that it will game better. Next up was Crystal Disk. Now Crystal Disk is used to benchmark the hard drive's read-write speeds. So the sequential read and write speeds were at 130 Mbps and 50 Mbps respectively, and 4K random read and writes were at 15 and 20 Mbps respectively. For comparison, my lower mid-range Moto G4 Plus scores more than twice that of the upboard, and having an eMMC, I did expect the upboard to score a bit more. And finally, Cinebench R15. On the GPU side of things, the upboard managed to get around 11.62 FPS, which is just above the third generation Core i5 with Intel HD 4000, which is pretty awesome. On the CPU side of things, the Atom processor didn't do too well and scored only a mere 100 points. So then again, it is not a desktop grade CPU. It's not from the Core series, nor is it from the Pentium series, but it does do what it's supposed to do. From the benchmark, it is pretty clear that the upboard is not meant to play modern AAA titles at all, but many low graphic and 2D games like Brawlhalla are very much playable and enjoyable on the upboard. Such games are a lot of fun, especially when you have multiple people playing together. But fear not, Steam in-home game stream is here to save the day. And all you need is a gaming PC with a Steam account, and you will be able to play any modern title anywhere in your home. Just hook up the upboard to a monitor or a TV, install Steam, and simply select Stream. During my gameplay of Doom, I barely noticed any lag and compression artifacts due to the fact that I was on a wired network. It was a pretty enjoyable experience. So to conclude, this is as much far as I will go on running Windows 10 on the upboard. It was a great experience and the upboard is pretty usable as a day-to-day machine. But I do not use Windows on a regular basis. What I do use is Linux. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button to see an upcoming video on my experience with running Linux on the upboard. That's it for today. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.